Mickey, your assessment of the season so far?
Well, it's probably like we expected it, tough. We knew it was a big step up, but the lads are adjusting and adapting all the time. Obviously the injuries at the moment we'd rather have avoided, but we're okay, we're in a good place, we're improving all the time.
A big testament though, coach, you mentioned the injuries though, but we're still picking up points and big wins against decent sides.
Yeah, because like we say, they've all been brought here to play first team football, all of them, so we expect them all to go out and perform, that's for sure. So we don't look for any excuses. The 11 starters on Tuesday night, we'll expect to go out and perform for Tranmere.
You've had an incredible knack this season of scoring late goals too. That's a very good trait to have. Yeah,
it is, but we don't want it. It's not something that we set out to do. For sure we haven't scored enough first goals. We'd like to have got more clean sheets to make, we've worried a lot easier, but certainly when it's been called upon and the game's asked us to try and get a late goal, the boys have showed terrific character, there's no doubt about that. The stats are there to show that. So no, they've done great in battling right to the very end.
Neil Dans came back and played 90 on Friday night, coming straight back in after international duty too. I think 1 day's training too. That's a massive ask of him to do, but he came through with flying colours.
Hi man, Perkins, terrific. I mean, Perks has been out for what, 4 or 5 weeks, probably only done 2 or 3 training sessions, and to come in and to tour him and show that level of performance and that level of energy is all you need to know about how you look after yourself and play until the ages that they are, at the standards that they can play at. So no, it's great that we know that we've got that type of mentality and quality in the building.
I'm sure in an ideal situation Perkins wouldn't have started that game with the amount of injuries we had.
He possibly wouldn't have, no. Maybe we would have been worried that we'd have a wee bit too early for him, but listen, we all know what he's like. He's a robust little chap, and he's seen us through a valuable point.
On the injury front, we've seen Morgan Ferrier and Luke McCulloch doing a warm-up today. How far are they?
I don't know, I don't think we've put dates on it, but I think that they won't be available for Tuesday, so that's really what it is. You don't know, you just week by week, but they're certainly they're out in the grass. Woods is out in the grass as well, doing some running, so that's positive because you know that they're moving closer into coming back in with the group again. What
is the future of Luke McCulloch? Because obviously he's not under contract there at Tranmere, but he's been training all pre-season and we've seen him out here today. Is he a player you would like to tie down when he's fit?
Well, I think we've got to sit down with Luke and speak about that when the time's right. We had a conversation in the summer and we did everything we can to try and get him fit again, because that's the very least that we could do. So he's here getting fit. We know what a good player he is, so when the time's right I'm sure we have the ability to do it, and obviously Luke wants to join us. That's a big thing as well. We'll sit down and have a conversation about that.
Sunderland next, Mick. Massive game and a massive ground, but it's not to be taken in by that sort of atmosphere.
No, it's fantastic. It's what we work so hard for promotion for, is to take part in these types of games. So what you've got to make sure is you go and take part in it. You go and really embrace it and go and test yourself in that environment against one of probably the biggest club in division. It's important that you go and attack it and see where you're at as a player. We'll have a look at where we're at as a team. We know where we are as a club. It's a fantastic club, but we're certainly going to attack it and see where we end up at the end of it. But I'm expecting us to go up there and give a really good show.
And that game's going to be Phil Parkinson's first home game with their new manager too, so pressure's on him.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's anything that you can take in order to give yourself a better chance of getting the result. We'll no doubt try and do that, but we'll concentrate on ourselves. We've got to get ourselves right first. That's what we always try and concentrate on, because if we get ourselves right, then we'll be a force to compete with anybody.
They lost to Wickham on Saturday. Did that give you a bit of extra time to look at them and see how they're going to set up with no game for us?
Yeah, we watched it, but we're not the same team as Wickham, so it's always difficult to. You can take little bits out of it, but no 2 games will ever be the same, and they're different to us. We'll look at it and we've watched it and we know what a good side they are, what a big club they are, and it's always difficult to go up to places like the Stadium of Light. So we know all the threats are there, but like I keep saying, we'll Tranmere and we'll go up there and we'll make sure that we got them try and do his club justice and go and try and bring back the points.
How's the squad looking? Dare I say any more niggles or injuries?
Only Blackett Taylor, who had to come off with a hamstring problem, so he's not going to be available. But listen, we've still got, as I keep saying to everybody, never ever look for excuses. I back the lads. If I've been brought here to play, we'll have a team that will be out there and we'll expect to go and perform for Tranmere.
Is there a possibility of any free agents coming in between now and Christmas?
None that's massively on the radar at the minute. But like we said, recruitment's ongoing, and if something became available and we thought that could make us better, or we need that, and there's a pathway for that, then we would probably have a conversation with it. But at the minute, we'll pretty much roll with what we've got until Christmas or January when the window opens, unless something, like I say, pops up.
And as far as away days go for the fans, Mick, it's a massive one for them, and expecting a massive atmosphere and a massive turnout. Yeah,
it's just a pity it's not a Saturday, because we'd have no doubt taken a bigger fall on it and been a great day out for the fans to get back to games like it's going to be up at the Stadium of Light. But they'll still turn up in big numbers, they'll still get right behind us, and they'll still make themselves known. There'll be no doubt that the people of Sunderland will know that Tranmere are here, because they get right behind us in these away games. So it'll be good, it'll be great. It's good for the club to get back to the games again.